This morning's Breakfast Bible Bite continues in Psalm 74, verses 16 and 17, about the awesomeness of God and His absolute authority. Psalm 74:16 reads, "Yours is the day, yours also is the night. You have prepared the light and the sun." The psalm continues expressing the greatness of God, and perhaps the essayist has this act of creation in mind, reading from Genesis 1, 3 through 5. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light, and God saw the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and He called the darkness night. Evening came, and then morning, the first day. Charles Spurgeon writes in the Treasury of David about the supremacy of light in this natural world. No substance can be exposed to the sun's rays without undergoing a chemical change. Has been described as scarcely less important in its effects than the discovery of the law of gravitation. A sunbeam is one of the most powerful of all the agencies of nature. Magical as it may seem, it breaks up the strongest chemical affinities. It is the author of color, and it is the creator of myriad combinations which all tend to the harmony of the world. We ought not to forget the moral influence of light. We are all aware of the sensible difference produced in our moral natures by a fine day or a dark day. The effect of the light of Christ for the Christian is of no less importance. We read in John 8:12, "Then Jesus spoke to them again, saying, I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." Look at the promises of eternal life in the new earth in Revelation 21:23 through 24. It reads, "The city does not need the sun or the moon to shine on it, because God's glory illuminates it, and its lamp is the Lamb. The nations will walk in its light, and the kings of the earth will bring glory into it." Verse 17 of 74 reads, "You have established the boundaries of the earth. You have made summer and winter." Let's just take a moment and examine the boundaries. God questions Job in Job 38, 4 through 11. "Where were you when I established the earth? Tell me, if you have understanding. Who fixed its dimensions? Certainly you know. Who stretched the measuring line across it? What supports its foundations? Or who laid the cornerstone while the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy? Who enclosed the sea behind its doors when it burst forth from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and the thick darkness its blanket? When I determined its boundaries and put its bars and doors in place? When I declared, you may come this far but no further. Your proud waves stop here." We read in Deuteronomy 32, 8 and 9, "When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance and divided up the human race, He set the boundaries of the people according to the number of the people of Israel. But the Lord's portion is His people, Jacob His own inheritance." The Spirit of God writes about Himself through Solomon's pen in Proverbs 8, 22 through 31. "The Lord made me at the beginning of His creation, before His works of long ago. I was formed before ancient times, from the beginning, before the earth began. I was born when there was no watery depths and no springs filled with water. I was delivered before the mountains and the hills were established, before He made the land, the fields, or the first soil of the earth. I was there when He established the heavens and when He laid out the horizons on the surface of the ocean, when He placed the skies above and the fountains of the ocean gushed out, when He set a limit for the sea so that the water would not violate His command, when He laid out the foundations of the earth. I was a skilled craftsman beside Him. I was His delight every day, always rejoicing before Him. I was rejoicing in His inhabited world, delighting in the human race." God's authority in the setting of boundaries is confirmed in Acts 17:26. "From one man He made every nationality to live over the whole earth, and has determined their appointed times and the boundaries of where they live." Dare we, As God-fearing Christians not support Israel's claim to the land, unconditionally promised to them by God? After all, He is the deed holder to everything on the planet. The chosen people's promised inheritance is listed in Exodus 23:30 through 31.